The body of my sister Angela has been found. Angela, who is 50, had been living with her husband James in Tonga since getting married. During their time in Tonga, they had become well loved by both locals and expats alike. James, who is a highly skilled tattooist, had started a tattoo shop called the Happy Sailor. He employed local Tongans and had taught them the skills needed to become tattooists. Angela has always had a deep love of dogs and so started an animal welfare charity called TAWS, Tonga Animal Welfare Society. Its aim was to provide shelter and rehabilitation to stray dogs before trying to find homes for them. I understand that this terrible accident came about as they tried to rescue their dogs. Angela and James loved their life in Tonga and adored the Tongan people. In particular, they loved the Tongan love of family and Tongan culture. From a little girl, it was always Angela's dream to swim with whales, and it was Tonga that gave her the opportunity that allowed her to fulfill these dreams. As you can imagine, her family is devastated, and we would respectfully request that we are given privacy to grieve. Okay, I'll take a couple of questions.
Can you tell us when was the last time Jennifer saw Angela?
It would have been about 2 years ago. Her and James came to the UK. It was pre-COVID. I think, that was the last time any of us saw her.
Did they speak regularly? When was the last time?
Yes, they're constantly in, Zoom calls. We do 3 ways because I live in Australia, so Mum, Angela, and I quite often would do 3 ways, which was always pleasant.
How old's your mum?
My mother's 85. I'm hesitating. I think it might be 84, but so she's quite elderly.
Yeah. Devastating for the whole family.
I can't. I haven't got the words in my vocabulary to even describe how we're feeling at the moment. This is just a terrible shock that's happened to us. We're ordinary people. Stuff like this just doesn't happen to people like us, but then it does.
Do you have any idea what happens next?
I have no idea, but I believe that the consulate will arrange. I believe there's a process that we'll have to go through to repatriate Angela's body, but I don't know what that is. But we've just basically got to go through the process and you take it where it goes.
And when did you get the news, the confirmation?
The confirmation about 6 hours ago on the stopover in Dubai. Yeah.
Any details?
No, other than James there'd been a search party that had been going on, and I believe James, but I'm not too sure, but I believe James found the body and it was in some bushes. I'm not really aware of the geography in Tonga, other than it's a very sort of low-lying, scrubby, sort of sandy area, and so she was probably found in that area.
And can you just tell us what kind of person was Angela?
Oh gosh, she's beautiful. She was absolutely a ray of sunshine. She would walk into a room and just lighten the room up, and she loved her life, both when she was working in London and then she achieved her life's dream of going to work in the South Pacific. She always wanted to swim with whales. That was a childhood ambition, and that really is what drove her to Tonga. But she loved her life there, and we were so proud of her achievements in such a short time in Tonga, both her and James starting a business and creating a life there, and her charity work with TAWS. She was so committed to it. She loved animals and dogs particularly, and the uglier the dog, the more she loved it. And we would laugh at her when she sent us photographs on Facebook of these dogs that she'd rescued. Just a lovely girl. She's the centre of our family, and we're just broken.